Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today with this watercolor lilac bush, and at least it's a part of a bush of the lilac tree, and I'm very happy about how this turned out. And when you start painting, you see that the scale gone down a little bit, but I kind of up the scale a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. And so just to tell you, I might have added this leaf and a little bit more background, but most of the whole thing I did it with you, and over here too. I decided that it needs some of the green background over here to bring out the pretty of the sprig of lilac over here. And I went in also, yes, and strengthen. I used some black and strengthen the branch over here because I really like the branch of the lilac, and I'm quite happy with this. I hope that you guys will be happy when you paint along with me. And just a very simple, not a lot of color, and I'm gonna try to draw something like this on with a little bit of line drawing, so you can kind of follow it along. And this is a little bit of an abstract kind of style, and I kind of follow it. Of course, I will have the leaves so that you will be able to kind of use that as you follow it along, and the branch, okay? But like you can see that the whole painting we just or I just paint as I go, so that we don't need to have a lot of pre-drawn shapes. Maybe I will put in this kind of shape that so that you won't like maybe make it too long or too short, and this is just my interpretation. You guys can interpret it differently too. And I hope the speed was not too fast, but if you have problem, then you just kind of go backward, right? And watch me redo it again. Isn't that nice, to have YouTube being able to do it that way? And the color is simple, and all the color, I just used the quinacridone violet that I have, and dioxazine purple, and I might have used a couple drop of this ultramarine pink. I decide to use it, but it's not necessary. Ultramarine pink, in my opinion, is the light color of quinacridone violet, okay? So if you want quinacridone violet, you want something light, just use these leftover on the edge, and you'll be all right. And that I use that on this part of the painting, just so a little bit. It's not even necessary. What I mean is you don't need to go out and buy it. Anyway, and so all the information will be on my blog, not on YouTube here. The information is on my blog at sunsetpeony.com, and go find this watercolor lilacs bush, and you will see a line drawing, and also I'll talk about all the color that I use. Not very much color here, just the green mix that I have, and all the purple and lilac color, okay? And the color that we call it quinacridone violet, but it is to do this lilac bush. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. I won't talk too much because kind of silly today, and I'm going to sign my name on this painting over here, and you guys can come follow along and have fun, spend an hour with painting along with me. And please remember to subscribe, and leave me a comment and say hi and tell me how you're doing, and hoping that you're having a good summer seeing family, or doing some painting. I'm so grateful that we have the time to film this and make this painting, and to enjoy with you guys and spend some time together. And so I will stop talking and we will get going. And also, before I leave, I also wanted to tell you guys that, if you have a phone, or a phone will be very hard to see, maybe a tablet, you can actually open the screen up, right? Just open it wider if you want to zoom in a little bit more. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys that, so that you won't be frustrated if you can't see. If I film it a little too far. Actually, I'm trying to, it's my best that I can, zoom in. And also, you can also turn up the brightness, but I think that I have pretty good lighting today. You guys can tell me, and you can see that, see the painting actually quite well. Anyway, okay, I'm really gonna stop the intro and get going with the painting. Love you all. Okay, we should get started. I really like the lighting that we have in here today. I am thinking I am giving a lot of light to my filming, okay? And so let's talk about the brushes. We're gonna use a Flow, Mr. Flow, Mrs. Flow brush, and the heavy duty lifter, the Zero brush, and all these from OAS, or the Oriental Art Supply. There's a link on in my blog, okay? So sunsetpeony.com, you can go over and it will link you to these brushes. My daughter really set it up really nice, so you guys can know. And today we are going to use this color is our dioxazine purple, which is actually mine is a Daniel Smith one, but I since then tried to replace this one. I can't tell the difference. And then this little area right here is my what I'm holding with my hand is my this Amgram ultramarine pink. Okay, we really don't need it. If you don't have it, don't need to worry about ordering it before you start the painting. Just what we need to go ahead do is try to let me get the shadow out. This is in the shadow because I have this dish, and this is our quinacridone violet. Okay, so I use that a lot, and that's our main color, and you will see how I do it. And so what I need is to wet this a little bit with my brush, and to get the juice flowing, and then we can start. Okay, you can see a very, very faint drawing right here, or you probably can't see it, but we'll go and then I'll explain, okay? So okay, I'll just talk about this in a little bit, okay? So we're laying on our quinacridone violet, okay? So because that is the so don't worry about my going in there without any drawing, because that's just sometimes the way I do things. And but I will just be sure that I have we're just doing dots, okay? It's just little dots here, and this is bigger kind of teardrop with the lilac. Okay, so we're going to as we go. So I wanted to do this for you, okay? So you can see what I'm up to. Okay, the shape that you can see I will do is, because the petal of the lilac little flowers is kind of has 4 petals, right? And so this is the shape that I will be going through the whole thing in my whole painting. But sometime you might see that I will do 3, because or just a stroke right here and there. You see how I go about doing that. And then what I will do is I'm going to come in and use and clean the brush, right? And sometimes just smooth out or bring out the paint, okay? But you can still see the shape, okay? You will see me doing that a little bit, okay? But in the top of that little sprig, we don't need to do that unless you want things to be a little bit smaller, softer, okay? And so we're gonna go down and work on the sprig of flower, okay? And so now you can see that I'm beginning to do the flower petal, okay? So this one I'm going to have 3. Now, the nice things about violet and purple color is, so you can come in and you can soften it and pull the color out as gentle as you can, okay? As for now, okay? Now, keeping in mind the sun coming down here, so on this side, we're gonna, you also can pull the color out for this side, but we're gonna be very, very light about it. So you can see that this is just a very, very tiny bit of violet color that has been dispersed by us, okay? And so we're gonna keep going, just doing that, okay? And we're gonna bring out the color as we go, and we're gonna do the shape here and there, and then, but all the while we don't really have to worry too much about getting those little flowers drawn, okay? Because that's part of this painting is we're gonna do this painting is gonna be more like an abstract kind of petal. We're not going to worry about having them. Now you can see that some of the color, the shape is being dispersed, and so what do? We don't go in there right now, okay, to bother it. We will do that later when we want to fix it, and then we will use the little brush, okay? Because there's a lot of water in there right now, okay? So what I'm doing here is like I am going in there and just establish, you know, you can see how the paint disperse, right? I'm establishing little flowers, but then I don't, you know, the plan is to not have to paint every single one of them. Okay? And then we're gonna keep going and, you know, just keep going down, okay? And so we're not just dropping color, actually let's call it we're dropping shapes in with intention. Okay, so you can see that I'm doing that kind of shape, right? And the strict way I clean my brush, you know, so this is a clean brush, and I will bring out the, you know, the paint, okay? And then we're always like thinking that, okay, remember the sun is shining down here, so this side is more shadow and this side is not, okay? And this side will be lighter. And so what I'm going to, I will show you in just not very, very long, okay? And then I'm still coming in and picking up more pigment and doing this, okay? Doing the petal shape. Okay, so I'm just, you can see that I did one petal and two petal, okay? And over here, I'm not going to go in and bug this area too much, except very, very gently, okay? Because I wanted to kind of preserve that little area. Now then, at this point, I'm gonna think, is it enough? Is it enough of the, you know, the sprig of lilac? And I told myself, let's make it a little bit fuller, okay? So we're gonna go in and do a little bit more. And all the while, you see that I don't really have a drawing of my of a pencil drawing in there. I'm using my brush, and I am kind of as I go draw the petal, if you may call that, okay? Draw the petal, and I say I probably need one, you know, a little bit fuller over here, okay? And so I come in here, and you can see that there's a petal, you know, but not being too careful with the shape. You know, just as long as you can see that is there, then it's good enough for me, okay? And then I will say, maybe I want a petal just right here. This is the only place where I'm placing a little bit of a darker color, okay? A little bit. And then I'm going to go into my little brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this area dry a little bit, okay? Just dry a little bit, and I'm going to go into my green mix, right? This lovely green mix that I have, okay? And that's my perlene green, okay? And whatever that's left over from the last painting. And I'm going to go in here and put in some green color in there, because the stem of the sprig of lilac is green, okay? And so it's that makes the characteristic of the sprig, and it makes it very, very pretty. And I'm getting some more, you know, of that leftover, whatever is left over. I tend to like to do that a lot, because and I'm going to just gently soften it just a little bit, okay? But mainly I wanted to preserve the stem over there, okay? And if I say, you know, I wanted the top of my lilac to have a little bit more of that unopened blossom, then I can come over here and just add a little bit on there, okay? So that's very, very pretty. Now I will use a pen, and then what I wanted to do with my composition last night was you know, just after I practiced, I was sitting around with my composition, and then you know, it was very, very quickly, you know, I get the composition done. I thought it would take me all night, and I planned to have that time, okay? Now the shape of the leaf are very pretty. Okay, so I want there to be one leaf coming this way and one leaf maybe coming that way, okay? And so you and I are going to decide as we go, okay? We're not going to be too worried about it. We're just gonna kind of draw some leaf shape there. Okay, and so since the leaf are not, so we're going to, let's just use the same brush, my little brush, And if you guys are not happy with using small brush like that, you're always welcome to take any size that you guys like, all right? Now I'm already learning my lesson. I realize that as I'm picking up the color, since this is such a detailed brush, it doesn't want to pick up a lot of color. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush, and now this is clean. Okay, no more pigment, and I'm pulling this perlene green, okay, color out. Because the leaf really are not the, pushing it right against the, the petal over here. The leaf really are not really the stars, and so we don't really have to worry about too much. You can just be kind of loose. And now I just pick up some sap green, okay, and I'm just gonna drop it in there. Now, but I want this area to be more just the leftover faint color of green. Okay, which will make the viewer see that there's light coming in here, right? That's why you don't see the green that much. And I'm totally happy with this leaf for now. And then in a while, I'm going to add on some veins over there, okay? Just to make it more alive, okay? Well, I just told you that I'm happy, and then I'm thinking, maybe I will just put some more perlene green over there. Okay, now the brush is not clean. I'm going to pick up some more perlene green, okay? And then I'm going to butt it right against the purple. Now, I don't know if you remember, a while back I did about some color. I did a kind of like a tutorial about some color, and that was now clean the brush. And now this is clean, and I'm gonna pull those perlene green color out, okay? Pull it out, and then I say, okay, I want some sap green in there, and I drop some sap green in there, and then now purple is a color. Well, I'm just started with my talking. Purple is a color that is staying very fast. Okay, so if you don't pay attention, you cannot move them. Red is the color that's fugitive. Okay, you're gonna hear me talk about that all the time. It's just a reminder. Okay, I'm gonna leave this a very, very faint color. This area right here. Okay. And then I say, after I did that, the perlene green need to be a little bit darker. And so I go out and pick up some more pigment, and I just do that, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this area and then have a sprig of color coming out, a sprig of the lilac coming out this way, okay? Now, let's just do it that way, okay? And we're going back to our flow brush, kind of clean it up so it's nice and clean, and then we're gonna go pick up our lilac color, okay? I'm going to add more color to this one. I'm just right now I'm just really establishing where things are going, my composition, I guess you can call it that way, on my painting, okay? So I'm doing exactly what I'm doing there. I'm just like putting little drop, like a teardrop shape, almost like a teardrop shape. It's the shape of the blossom that are not open, okay? And so I'm going to start doing that, but I'm coming down into here, and I'm doing the whole blossom, okay? So it's a little bit more intense of the color, okay? As you can see that. And then I'm going to clean the brush and come in kind of quickly and disperse the color, okay? So I'm actually, you can see that just like what I did here, right? I'm establishing the shape. I'm establishing the shape of the whole sprig of the lilac, okay? So since this one is the main one, this one is just kind of, wherever the water like to lead you, okay? And I'm going to drop some over here. Very, very faint color, okay? I don't want this to go into the leaf, and so I come in and I correct it. Now the leaf is different because that color is sap green, okay? So you have to be kind of careful because, with sap green, it can actually be a little bit fugitive, okay? And this area is not even totally dry, but still I'm going to go in here and drop some color in it, so it just kind of disperse. It helps you. It kind of helps you, okay? To with your art that the water kind of have a mind of its own, so it kind of help you let the color go wherever it wants, okay? And then I think, is that enough? Let me think about it. Yeah, let's remember to put another leaf over here when it's dry, okay? So what we're gonna do is like drop some more color over here. Okay, I'm going into that leaf as close as I can over there, okay? Okay, so you can see that this one is like kind of curved, you know, onto here, and then I want some more color over there. Now while those colors are drying, then I go into my perlene green mixture again. Okay, and I'm going to come in here and do the stem, okay? The stem of the flower, okay? And then at the end, if I remember, we're gonna go in here and do more stems over there too, okay? So now we have established two. Now I'm going to work over here again. Work over with this brick because it is just kind of disperse of a color, but I want a little bit more detail, okay? So what I'm going to do is use my little zero brush. You know, I'm not a very used to wearing a ring, but I have a cut on my finger over there, so I didn't want you guys to have to look at that, so I just like kind of put a ring there to kind of cover it and disperse it, and so I hope that that's okay with you guys, you know. Oh, I was just working on pulling weed outside, and then some really stubborn weed, and so I try to pull it like really hard, and that is my problem. I pull it a little bit too hard and scrape myself onto some cement. It doesn't really hurt that much, but it takes a long time for it to heal, I guess. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm really establish the petals that has lost, okay? And because now this part is more in the shadow, and so what I'm doing is I'm going to go into the dioxazine purple, which is that blue purple here, and then I'm going to drop some more. Okay, what I'm using that is actually creating shadow on this side. I'm dropping some shadow while this is still a little bit wet, okay? And so we don't have to, in this painting, we're not planning to paint every single little petal, right? Well, no, we won't do that. Or every single little flower, but we're going to, paint some of it so it become a little more abstract, and I really like that. Okay, and go back to some of dioxazine purple, and so that blue purple will make this part right here a little bit deeper, in color, so it's more like in the shadow. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and do some negative painting. Now I'm gonna show you're gonna pay attention, okay? And if you don't see it, then you can go back. And now what is negative painting? That means I'm painting around the petal, okay? So you see that's the petal, and that's the petal over here, and I'm using my quinacridone violet and paint around it so that you can see the petal in a lighter color, okay? In a lighter color. So just 1, 2, 3, okay? 1 petal, 2 petal, 3 petal, and then I'm gonna soften the color that I just put in it, so it's just kind of mingle into the rest of the flower, and that become very pretty. Now if sometimes a lot of us, well, okay, let's just say at least for me, okay, when I was a beginner, doing this kind of painting while I paint as I go is a little bit intimidating, okay? Now if you are new to my channel and this is the first one that you do, and if you don't find that intimidating, then that's very nice. Then you can go ahead and just go ahead and go ahead and finish and have fun with me. But if you find this is a little bit abstract for you, then what you can do is you can go and do some of my other painting that doesn't have that is not so abstract, okay? Now we are talking about this area, right? We want it to be darker, but this area we still want flower, even though we have dispersed some of the color over here, so that's very light color. Now, so what you can do right now is you can go into your dioxazine violet, okay, and pick up some very light, or you can remember I showed you about the ultramarine pink, okay? You can take some very light amount of it, okay, and then you can just suggest petal here and there, over on this side. Okay, so you're not using the dark violet for this side. Okay, you can suggest it. You can just see that I just did, you know, some petal over here, okay? And so it will be lighter, and the contrast between the light and the dark will make this side look like the sun is coming down that way, okay? At least I hope, okay? And so if we see that we still want a little bit more dark over the other side, then we can pick up the blue purple and just drop color into this darker shadowy area, okay? And that's how we can, you know, to kind of, you know what the artist always does, okay? Trick the eye in thinking that this is more in the shadow and that's more in the light, okay? Isn't that pretty? Okay, we're gonna keep going, okay? And now I'm working on this one. So this part will be the more shadowy part, and that will be the more light part, okay? And so let's go back to our quinacridone violet, okay? And pick up some color. I know that this is a very dark color in there. Okay, and so we accentuate the petal that we have lost while we were, and I say, okay, I want another petal over here, and maybe some over here, you know, and then intensify it a little bit, okay, and butting it right next to that leaf, okay. Don't leave too much white, you know. I'm not a white leaf person, okay. I use the white of the paper for highlight. I don't like to use it for leaving a line in between. Now that's totally my experience and for the years and my preference, okay? So what I'm doing is I just put some quinacridone, dioxazine purple over here, okay? Just to suggest that this is a darker area, okay? Now, going back to the ultramarine pink or a light shade, very, very light shade of quinacridone violet, and I'm going to just barely suggest petals over here, okay? A suggestion of petals, okay? I only do negative painting for this blossom and this blossom right here. Other than that, there's like really no room over here that I can do that. Oh, maybe I can do one. Okay, let's go to the quinacridone violet with this little, and then I'm going to maybe do a negative painting for this petal right here, okay? And so you can see 1, 2, 3, 3 petals, okay? Not a lot, but you know, that kind of thing, it seems confusing to the mind, but after you're used to it, it's very, very fun to do things like that using negative painting, you know, so you can see that there is or your mind knew that there is a flower over here, right? And if you want to, okay, I'm going to use a very, very dilute amount and of the violet, quinacridone violet, okay, and just put a petal right there, okay? Just a suggestion that the flower is there, and then you just kind of work it, okay? Now I promise you that we're gonna do a little bit of a leaf to fill in this little gap over here, okay? So let's think about a leaf, okay? Let's do a leaf that look like this, okay? That come like that, okay? Okay, so since it's a small leaf, so I'm doing the same thing. Once in a while I will show you guys, because you guys like me to show. There's really not much to it. This is the part where your life experience really come into play of how much color to pick up, you know, from your palette. What I mean is there's really no really trick to it. You know, as you do it more and more often, it becomes second nature to you. And if you, you know, even though you see me, like what I wanted to tell you is, even though you see me pick up the color in a certain way, you have different paper, you have different brush, and so you don't really need to follow that, you know, too religiously, because your paper and your color that you use and all the different things will give you a different experience, okay? So, you know, if I'm a very, very beginner painter, what I will do is I will just practice painting a lot, and so it becomes very much second nature, okay? So that one is finished, and I'm going to put a little bit of a vein over here, okay? You see some of it and you don't see some of it. I'm not going to paint every vein because that's not pretty. that will make it a little bit busy. You know, that's my preference, okay? And so, isn't that fun? And we have already established that little area, okay? Now let's see what is the time. 25 minutes. Now we're gonna change course a little bit, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a stiffer brush, okay? This, you know, whatever brush that you have is kind of stiff, and so what I'm going to do is we're gonna do the branch, because part of the beauty of lilac is the branch. The branch is very, very, you know, beautiful, and we must paint that. And so all these I will have the drawing for you, but for me I'm just picking up burnt umber together with lamp black, okay? So it's a blackish kind of color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. Okay, let's see. And you can see that what I'm doing is I'm kind of drawing it on there, right? Now, and so as for you, if you're uncomfortable with that, don't worry, okay? I will have a line drawing of this so you can follow and copy. Now, since so many people, so I have established that, and I find that this is already too thick. And so I'm going back to my a clean zero brush. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the color of what I just put in. Okay, this is a burnt umber mixed with lamp black. Okay, I'm just like, this is a very clean brush. I'm pulling the color out. Okay, just like that. And if I think, oops, that's not enough, then I'll go and get some more. And so see how pretty the burnt umber, the burnt umber brown mixed with the lamp black, it just make the painting very, very pretty. You know, it kind of break up that color of the green and the purple. I just really, really love it. I'm just very, very grateful nature is like that, you know, so that we can actually use dark color to bring out the beauty of the lighter color. Okay, and so I'm going to bring one just like right there. Okay, another branches that go out, and it could be supporting leaf, and it could be supporting some other things. Okay, now so we're gonna keep working on our composition. Just a second, let me take a look and see how I wanted to do this. Okay, now so I wanted to have some green leaf back here. Okay, but now let's look over here and do this. Look like the lead is not coming. Do this supporting leaf over here. Okay, so there's a leaf that's coming out over here, and I wanted to have one over here. And then because lilac is very, very leaf intense, right? The plant is very leaf intense, and that's very, very pretty. So I have already established 2 leaves over there. And let's take maybe a number 2. Is it a number 2? Yeah, that's the number 2 brush, and we'll go pick up our green mix. Okay, so let's go in and get some perlene green, and then we're gonna butt that right against that. Okay, because the reason why I'm changing it to a number 2 brush is because then it can pick up a little bit more color, pick up a little bit more of the pigment. Okay, so but it's still a small enough brush that I can just go right into the purple. Okay, now I'm going to clean brush now. Okay, clean brush, and I'm going to come in and pull out the color, pull out that color, pull that out, and then over here I'm not going to put a lot. I'm going to go into the sap green and pick up some sap green pigment and drop it into the perlene green pigment. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm actually letting the color mix over here on the paper, and then a clean brush again, and I'm going to just bring out the color over here, just pull the color over here so it just kind of mix into it, so it's kind of like a very, very soft area. Okay, now I'm going to also use this number 2 is fine, or you can use even a smaller brush, and then I'm going to go into the plants and drop some green here and there. Okay, So what that does is it become more lacy, okay? This more like lilac, okay? You can see through and see to the other side. Okay, and I say, ooh, that color look too blue, and then I'm going to drop some more sap green in there, okay? You see that? Isn't that kind of pretty? And you can see that that's kind of lacy. Okay, lacy, L-A-C-E-Y, okay? Not L-A-C-Y. Lazy, okay? I'm picking up some of my green color here now, and I'm going to do this green leaf here, okay? So you can see that we're, I have always wanted to maybe just pick one time, just do a bunch of leaf with you guys, and if you guys are interested, let me know, okay? Because then it'll be very fun, because if you are very comfortable with doing leaves, I just drop some sap green, then you can have a bunch of leaf in your repertoire, right? You can do any shape, any form at the last minute when you want to do a leaf in some area. Now I'm dropping some color, so intensify the perlene green, okay? So that is kind of dispersed, and I thought that is actually quite pretty. Now, so what we're going to do is we are actually, at this point, we're going to just kind of work on the background, okay? On the background of this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and put some green color over here. Green color, meaning I'm mixing some sap green with perlene green, okay? Now, and then I'm going to just say that, okay, I'm going to put a leaf over here. Put a leaf over here. But since it's like so far over there in the background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that there's a leaf shape, right? Let me do a bigger leaf, okay? And then I'm going to clean this brush out, and I'm going to start pulling color out of the leaf, okay? Why am I doing this? Then you can see that there's another leaf over here, maybe. Okay, and there's maybe some other leaf over here. And the back that we cannot see, okay, some green color. And whatever is the green color is on your palette, you can just kind of, use the brush and, do that, okay? So it gives you more color in the background. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to also pick some, bring out some of the quinacridone violet. And what is this that I'm doing? I'm suggesting that there are more violet in the back, okay? Because as you guys see violet bushes, and I'm sure now I'm going to drop some more, okay? Drop a little bit, going back and forth, dropping some, and maybe suggesting that there's a petal, and then use some clean brush and pull it out, and then go back in and drop some more color in here, because this is at the back, right? And if you want some darker color, you are also welcome to use some dioxazine purple and drop a little bit while this is still wet, okay? Okay, isn't that pretty? And then you can just you can keep going, and continue to suggestion of leaves, okay? Because there will be leaves back there. Okay, so I'm drawing as I go and making the composition kind of fun, okay? Okay, just so you just saw a leaf just coming over here, okay? And then let's do some over there, and so we, because lilac bush, the one that we see on campus, at BYU campus, they are just so prolific. They're just everywhere, okay? Now, I kind of wanted to do and they are almost heart-shaped, their leaves. I kind of wanted to do a leaf that's going this way, okay? Now, the lead is really not coming. Okay, I can hear that there is lead in there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this leaf, why am I drawing this leaf? Because this leaf is covering the branch, okay? And that's our composition here. And I go down to BYU on walks with my husband, and I was saying that, wow, they're so prolific, especially this year when we have so much moisture, right? And so the leaves are just going everywhere, and there's so much lilac, so the bush is very, very intense, okay? And it's really quite fun to see them that way, because now I'm going back into cleaning this brush. and pulling some of the perlene green out, okay? And then more perlene green mixed with sap green, you know, to just finish up this leaves over here, okay? And then that's just clean water with the brush, okay? Because this leaf are not like, you know, really that. And so what I'm just doing is just making up my composition as I go, okay? And so that this will be quite a fun and festive piece of lilac tree with lilac going everywhere, okay? And so, you know, here we're gonna say that, oh, there's another lilac. But since they're just supporting lilac, right? You can see that I'm drawing the petal of the flower, but then right away I'm going to come in and disperse it. You see that? I'm dispersing that, you know, dispersing that color, and then I'm going back with more pigment, and then I'm going to just, you know, ever so suggesting that there are another cluster of lilac just right over here. Okay? And since this spray is going that way, maybe we will bring the spray going this way, meaning that I am going to do a little bit of detail over here. You know, now is the tip part, okay? The unopened petal, okay? Okay, look, have fun. You know, and then dispersing the color, okay? Just kind of disperse it and disperse it, okay? And then while I'm dispersing with, and this area is still wet, I'm coming in to drop some color in there. Okay, so isn't that kind of fun? I find that really fun. And then over this area I say, oh, I want some green, okay? And so I'm just dropping green color in there. When you drop green color, you're suggesting leaves, right? And then disperse the color, okay? So it become kind of the background, and that's how we, you know, how we work things, right? And so, and over here, that's like, we're gonna do the green, which is what I have on this brush is the perlene green mixed with sap green, okay? And I'm kind of suggesting a leaf, but not really. And then what I wanted to do is, before I forget, is drop in some yellow. That is the cadmium yellow light, because yellow and purple are complementary colors, so I like that. That's just something that I learned through the years. You know, it's very, very fun to use yellow and green all together, okay? And so what I'm going to do is, like, I might do a green. Let's do that. Not a green, a branch, okay? So I'm using the number 2 brush, and I'm going back into my palette and mixing the burnt umber with the lamp black, okay? And I'm going to say, okay, Kathy really wanted to do a branch, okay? I'm just very used to it because that's what I do when I was younger, doing the Chinese painting, the Chinese style. We do this kind of thing a lot. We make the branches as we go, okay? So there's a little one that go into the leaf, and a swipe of that, you know, will clean that up, okay? Okay, so there's another branch coming out, and so when there's branch, there's green, right? And so we're going back into the green and just kind of suggest the green color over here, okay? For a leaf. Okay? Isn't that fun? You know, so you can just kind of make this as you go, okay? And then let's see. Okay, let's do a leaf that come out of here, okay? So I'm just still doing the number 2. I really don't have a preference, but sometimes I like finer brush. You know, fine brush is my love, okay? And so, but I can do any size, really. I just have to be very, very careful, you know, when I go into. So you can see that sometimes I don't change brush, you know, especially when I'm filming. Now I'm pulling this leaf out, you know, the color, and then trying to establish a leaf, and then I say, oh, okay, I kind of wanted to have more. perlene green, okay? And then you see a leaf shape coming in. Okay, so that's my leaf over here, okay? And so I'm going to do some lilac over here. Okay, let's go back and get some. Did I say over here? I think I said over here, right? Okay, so I'm going in and doing the same thing. This is really, really fun. This kind of painting, I really, really love it. It's very free, you know, and just whatever you do, you're just suggesting different petal, okay? Petals. And then pull the color out. So fun, right? So fun over here. Pull the color out and then pull some over here, okay? And while the area is still wet, go in with the blue purple, dioxazine purple, and drop some in the darker area, okay? Suggestion of shadow. Okay, how fun is that? Okay, and then let's get some green over here, and let's do a little bit more sap green, okay? And we are coming out with another leaf that's coming this way. Okay, some more perlene green, and make a. Okay, and then disperse this area a little bit. Okay, wow, is that you know, and I'm actually quite happy with this bottom area over here. And let's work some over here, okay? Over this way, but before we go, let's have some more, a little bit more of that violet color. And, okay, suggesting more of the sprig of lilac. I have to tell you guys, I actually have a lilac bush right now. I'm very, very happy, but it, you know, I live in my house for many, many years, okay? Now I'm just randomly dropping green over here to suggest leaves, okay? I live in my house for a very long time. I didn't plant any lilac. It was my neighbor. The people that built the house next to us, they built it before we moved in. Now I'm suggesting green color over here again, okay? And she likes Sister Summer. She really liked lilac, so she planted a lot of lilac, and I always admire it. But because she has so many lilac, I don't feel like I need to plant any lilac. But lilac is a very it spreads by itself, if you guys know about that. And so somehow it spread to my house, the back slope. Okay, so I'm just kind of dropping violet color over here, so suggestion of lilac, okay, behind these two pretty leaves. And so one day I saw a little bush start coming out, and it just looked like a weed, you know. But I knew, and my younger daughter, you know, the one who helped me with this channel, Rachel, she knew that I was very, very happy, and so we were kind of nurturing that little bush. And so one day I told my husband, I said, James, you know, there's a lot of unwanted tree growing behind the back of our house. Will you go and cut them all out? And so I was working in the front side of the house. And you can tell what this story is going, right? And so I decided to go check on him at the back, and I saw him just use a clipper and trimming the lilac bush that I have been watering. Oh, I was so upset. I get down on the floor and start crying. And but the nice thing though is that he wasn't able to kill the whole plant. There was one little branch that he didn't kill, and I said, okay, James, stop right now and let that little branch had a chance. Just one little branch, okay, had a chance to, okay, you can see that I'm drawing the petals again, okay? So the suggestion of the bushes is coming this way, right? Now I'm just gonna use that leftover and then make dots, okay? And that kind of suggests that there's a sprig of flower, maybe a little bit darker, okay? Suggesting that there's flower coming that way. And so we actually successfully allow the painting to come back, and so I was very, very happy. But I would say it take at least 10 years, and now it's like a big full branch right now. Not branch, a big full plant bush right now, very, very prolific right now, and giving me flowers, and I just love it that we were able to. And so there was another one that was growing, and my husband felt so bad that he actually totally destroyed the one that my little daughter and I were trying to. Now I just kind of draw a leaf and then I disperse it, that we were trying to nurture, right? Oh, that was really funny, and now I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I will actually fall down on the floor and start crying. I know that about myself. I know that I really do like flowers and plants, and that's why I painted so much of them, right? So I'm very grateful that today I was able to just do a little bit more because of the nature of this painting, with you guys, okay? And so now this is like kind of really fun, right? And we had established this this little cluster of flowers, and so let's do that a little bit, and then that will be all, and I'll say goodbye to you guys. And grateful that I can do this with you, because it is a very, very fun plant to me. Grateful that we can have the time, even in the summer. Do you guys have a lot of plans for your summer? And I do plan to paint more things, and actually, and we have another, Rachel has a baby, and now my older daughter also have a baby too, and so we're gonna go see them in Houston. Houston is quite hot, right? And so that would be kind of fun, to help her. That's the only, well, of course we want to see the baby, but only reason, the big reason is because we wanted to, just kind of cook for her and make things, so that we can have fun together as a family, okay? And so this is it, and this is it looks kind of small to me, but let me see if I can enlarge that a little bit, okay, so that you guys can see, okay? And so what if I were to do some more, then I would, like there's this cadmium yellow light over here, and I'm going to do some over there. But before I do that, I need to do suggestion of some leaf over here first. So our summer mainly is just to support of our little family of my two daughters and their children. And that's very fun. I heard that, and then I wanted to put that yellow that is, over here, and put some, and that suddenly it will brighten the whole painting. And just suggestion of more yellow over here, and then I need to have a little bit sprig of green over here to complete the composition. So what I'm going to do is just kind of suggest the leaf over here, okay? And just clean that up, use just water. Maybe that needs a little bit more definition. Yeah, and so that's what we're going to do. And I already went to my Yellowstone National Park for the summer month. I go the summer month, and then I go the fall too. And as I saw two bears and a little fox. I don't know, every time I see that little fox, I think that she might be the same fox that I've seen all the time. But this time, there's a little kind of animal in his mouth. I don't know what he got himself, It was in Lamar Valley, and that was really fun. and not a lot of real vacation, but Yellowstone, I guess, is our vacation, and going to Houston is to help out and to play with the other children too. We have a daughter, a granddaughter, and her name is Eleanor. She's very cute, and she's packing on her weight. At first she didn't have that much weight, but now I'm very happy that she had overcome that and is packing on the weight. Can't wait to see her. It's always very, very fun to have new grandchildren, right? And then some dark purple, okay, over here, let's not forget. And so that suggestion of shadow over there. Okay, I may pick on the painting a little bit more, but I think that in a nutshell, that's it. That is our painting for today, our lilac, our little lilac bush over here. And I'm very, very grateful that you come and paint with me, and I hope that you will give this a try, and don't be discouraged. You can always take your time and always go back and stop and go back and see what I did, or take a break. Don't have to work as hard as I do. I may have a little, nope, I think that's about it. Have this break and maybe a little bit more definition over here, and then add a little green. I can add the green now. Am I not? No, I'm not that over time. Okay, so I'm using my zero brush and going to get the perlene green, okay, on here, and then I'm going to add that little green over there, okay. So yeah, I told you that I might add some more. I should do it now, over there. And suggestion of branches, and then I'm going to do some over here too. Let's do one that come that way, okay. I can actually do the green before I do the purple, and then I'm going to do the purple color over here. Okay, and then spread it out. Don't get it too wet. Soften that area a little bit, and then drop a little bit more color. Drop a little bit more color. Don't worry for me, right? You can see how the hair spread. I don't mind things like that. Okay, spread that out a little bit. Okay, and I think that's it. I might just put in a little bit more green or purple over there. And thank you so much for following along. I think this is a really, really fun painting, and you guys have fun, and hope that you will enjoy doing that. And I'll see you in the next painting. And if you like my stuff, subscribe to me, okay? And leave me a comment, say hi to me if you so desire. And I love you guys. Bye-bye.